Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Napoleon Hill Ezine video newsletter. My name is Ray Stendall and I'm joined with Judy Williamson from the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Judy, so good to see you again. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing fine, Ray. How are you?
You're doing very good. So today we have a great topic to talk about unfulfilled New Year's resolutions. It's quite a topic which I think is appropriate, especially at this time of the year, at the beginning of 212. We can maybe give some ideas to help people really make a difference and to really fulfill these resolutions that are important to them.
I agree with you. And I think I heard on the radio a couple of days ago that a certain day in this month marked the time when people actually gave up on fulfilling their desires for the new year. And it's true. I think it runs its course, so to speak. And we were just chatting before we started recording about how people oftentimes have the same New Year's resolutions year after year after year. So you just need to make a ditto copy, take it to the Xerox machine, and there it is again, because they're never actually fulfilled. And that's too bad, because you get a sense of satisfaction when you accomplish something that's on your list, or at least I do when I scratch it off. So maybe we can give people some tips as to how to fulfill their desires and contribute to a better life for themselves.
Indeed, I was just reflecting back, and if you think about most people's New Year's resolutions, they're pretty predictable. It's like want to lose 10 or 15 pounds, want to spend more time with their family, want to do more within their company, and year in and year out, the same results materialize, and they're essentially almost like stuck in neutral. So how can we really help them move forward? So let's talk a little bit about that. As we talked about before turning the video recording on, we talked about the idea that a lot of the times it's because the New Year's resolution is something that someone selects. It sounds like a great idea. It seems to make logical sense, but their heart's not really in it. They don't really want it. It's not aligned with their purpose and who they are and where they want to be. And correspondingly, there isn't enough emotional energy behind it to allow them to take a committed action to make it happen. I think that's really the big reason why a lot of goals that are set don't get achieved, because there's a big difference between goal setting and goal achieving.
Right. Over the years, we've often been asked to come up with a definition of success, or how you achieve success. And you read different ones, but the one that I like that we kind of put together here is, naturally thought, plus emotionalized action equals success. And I think it has to be even beyond action. You have to have emotion in it. But that emotion, we need to qualify what we mean by that. That emotion has to come from inside of us, and it can't be overly enthusiastic, like grandstanding emotion that somebody else watches you do. It has to be something internal that moves you out of yourself and moves you forward. So the more you can emotionalize your action, get yourself revved up out of neutral, so to speak, the quicker you're going to achieve your goal. And I think that's so true. And I can see that in my own life. I know that sometimes I tell myself I may not be too emotionalized about doing something, but the minute that I can kick that feeling, that sensation in, I know that I can achieve that goal in one way, shape, or form. And I'm sure of it. And it's a process. Like you said, you believe in cause and effect. You don't believe in miracles or coincidence or synchronicity. And I agree with you. You gave me a very good definition of what a miracle is. And you kind of said it, but you didn't think I'd agree with it. Well, I do agree with it. Why don't you tell our audience what that definition is?
Okay, so happy to do so. As I was reading through this e-zine and preparing for this video, I asked myself, what is a miracle? And I was thinking about it, and I wrote down here, a desired outcome we observe that we cannot explain. So it's a desired outcome. It's something positive. We observe it, but we can't exactly explain it. So that was my best view of trying to define what a miracle is and going through this. And kind of on to your point about emotionalizing things, I like to think about when you're making a decision, an emotionally committed decision. I've termed this emotionally committed decision as a little acronym for describing a very powerful state that you're in. And how do you get into it? It's where you have the belief that you can make something happen that you really want. You have the will to do whatever it takes to make it happen, and it's something that you truly desire. And when those three things come together, you essentially get really serious about it, and now you start to look at any and all opportunities to move forward in that direction. But if you're missing any one of those three, the will, the belief, or the desire, it's pretty much dead on arrival, and it's not going to take you anywhere.
Right. Back to your definition on a miracle, it's unexplainable, and we might add as of yet. I think sometime in the future, our future, or the future of our relatives, it will be explainable. So miracles are things that we just do not have answers for yet. And Napoleon Hill in his writings he says several times, there's no such thing as a miracle. And he says everything's a miracle. You just have to look at life that way. But as far as this miraculous happening that descends from beyond to us to modify our life, he says that's not what's happening. He says exactly what you said, that it's something that we want to happen, that occurs, that we have no explanation for, and we continue to need to look for the explanation. Think about a cancer cure or something that happens seemingly spontaneously. Many people believe that's a miracle, but scientists tell us that it's not a miracle. There were certain conditions that came together that had that caused that effect on that person, whatever it was, whether it was a heightened positive mental attitude, whether it was brain chemistry, whether it was some type of an endorphin, or it was just a spontaneous remission. We don't know, but it was defined as a miracle. And in that place and time, given the information that we have, it meets the definition. So I guess we're all looking for miracles, but the real answer to what is a miracle or how do you get one is you get yourself in gear, out of neutral, emotionalized, to create that effect in your life. And I think we can all do that. We can all work our own miracles if we believe that.
And in the process of getting ourselves into gear, and as we say in the Ezine, taking action, being prepared, planning, collecting the specialized knowledge, and so forth, I really think that that's where you start to really refine your ability to observe opportunities. And it's these opportunities that surround us every day and everywhere that we go. And having that ability to see these opportunities and be able to communicate to yourself what the potential is of these opportunities that you then act upon, which then helps in materializing these miracles, I think is also really important to consider.
I think that's absolutely correct. And so if we follow your advice in our discussion, we can do as Napoleon Hill has said, create our own miracles. And we can become a manufacturer of the goodness that will come to us if we follow the logic and we follow the 6 steps to riches that are in Think and Grow Rich. And if we continually put our best desires, our thoughts into emotionalized action, then we can create our own miracles.
We can, absolutely we can. And to add to that, it's really about really connecting with the highest and best version of who you are, because when you are really acting in alignment with your authentic, true, genuine self who really wants to make a difference in the world, you're going to immediately start to attract like-minded people, scenarios, and be in a position to really see opportunities to make big things happen. And those big things that happen, we can call them miracles, we can call them the results of a lot of hard work, but at the end of the day, it's improving your life, and that's really what makes a big difference.
And it is hard work. You can't be a slacker and have all that goodness happen to you. You have to do what you're supposed to do.
Well, actually, on that topic, I'd love to share a quote that I came across. Opportunities are usually disguised as hard work, so most people don't recognize them. And that's a famous quote from Ann Landers. So true on the topic.
Yeah. Well, soon we're going to be together in Malaysia, and you're going to be on the speaking platform, and I can hardly wait because I know you're going to share some great ideas. And that actual convention is kind of like a miracle for Christina Chia, our person who's hosting us over there, because several years ago, over a decade ago, she had this vision, and it's kind of coming to fruition now. She was looking for somebody like our major keynote, which is Deepak Chopra, and I'm not afraid to say it, but in the next convention, she's even hoping to get Oprah. And she's told me that several times. And I think she's actually getting closer just because of what you said. You said putting together like-minded people who have similar interests. The more you draw that circle in, the closer you become. So, I wish her all the best, and I hope she achieves her goal. But I kind of think she'll do it.
I'm sure she can do it. I'm positive she can do it. I'm so looking forward to the convention. We're going to share a lot of great ideas, and I think it's going to be a really productive use of our time at that convention. So it's going to be great.
Not far away. It's very soon.
Yes, it is. It's just a few short weeks away, actually. So anyway, just to wrap up, for those of you that are watching at home or at your place of business, please do share these videos with your friends and your colleagues and comment. Let us know what you think. Give us some ideas of things that you would like us to approach, or ideas that you agree with, you disagree with. Feel free to give us feedback and let us know what you think. And an easy way to do that is just to simply send us an email to ezinequestions@naphill.org, and that email is at the bottom of your screen. And we'd love to review some of your comments in our subsequent videos, and let us know if there's certain topics that you think would be really helpful to understand as you study the Napoleon Hill philosophy of success. So with that, Judy, look forward to seeing you in our next video.
All right. Thanks, Ray. See you next week.